Hello everyone, Mr. Nacho here, and today I wanted to share with you a build that's absolutely special, extremely fun, and incredibly powerful. The build revolves around the Plasma Cutter with momentum on it. We want to stack as many crits and crit chance as we can, and then we want to reset all of our cooldowns by using Devloop and to be empowered all the time. This is hands down the single best weapon to proc the Devloop. It's even better than the LMG, it's even better than the Monarch. It's just the best weapon to proc the Devloop. With this build, whenever we are in range, we get about 90% crit chance, which is huge, and we get insane fire rate and insane reload speed on it as well. We are extremely agile, we can take a hit, we have the Challenger primary, which means that we have the Die Hard perk, which means that whenever we take fatal damage, we will just get up. So we have 2 lives basically. We have a very nice drip. We look like a droid in a hiding, which is the Navigator's Helm, the Zealot's Overcoat, the Knight's Stalker Pants, and the Cultist Gloves. When it comes to the Relic, we are using the Tranquil Heart with ranged crit damage, crit chance, and ranged damage. If you are against an opponent that has a very easy to hit weak spot, which is something like the Annihilation or the Ravager, then you might want to go for the weak spot damage, but in general the ranged damage will be a jack of all trades, and it will be one of the best ones that you can choose. We don't need more fire rate, because more fire rate will overheat our plasma cutter faster, so we just want to stack as much damage as we can. When it comes to our secondary, I'm just using the steel katana because I like this weapon a lot with tainted blade to apply corroded, which we don't really do that often. And as a secondary, we have Enigma with fetid wounds. Then again, just to deal with groups of enemies and to apply corroded if possible. I didn't really do that in the boss fights, and the weapon still slaps. It does some incredible damage, and I highly recommend that you try it. Previously, whenever we did a plasma cutter build, we went with Invader and the recall ability, which means that we get back all of our ammo and HP and relic charges and whatnot. But in general, this is way more fun and even more DPS. The skills that we want to be using are Rampage and the Bullet Storm. We'll have them up almost all the time thanks to the dev loop, so we don't really need to invest in the skill cooldown. Whenever I did the boss fights, I didn't really have my traits set up correctly, so I wasn't gaining back any health. So whenever I got hit, that's basically where my health was. And with this setup, you should be able to heal through almost all of the damage if you don't get one shot. And if you do get one shot, then you have one additional life with Die Hard perk, which is incredibly good on this high DPS build. When it comes to the jewelry, we are using the Nightweaver's Grudge, we are using the Probability Cord and Xania's Malice. Xania's Malice actually stacks insanely fast. It's almost instant, so whenever you just hit a weak spot, you basically just have it all stacked up and you're doing maximum damage. Then we have the Devoured Loop, and then as a last item we have the Atonement Fold, which I will not put on just because it does some insanely unpleasant sounds. If you've played with it, then you know what I mean. It's just, well, yeah, and that's the line that I've heard more than any other line in the game. When it comes to the traits, we are running Triage and Regrowth to get our HP back. We are running Fortify to have even more tankiness. We are running Vigor to have as much HP as we can. Spirit to increase the mod power generation, because the heatsink on this is insane. The mod itself does a ton more damage whenever it's on, so you want to activate it as soon as it comes up. Then we have Bark Skin to reduce all incoming damage by 10%, and this actually cancels out any of the drawbacks that the Devoured Loop has. So we are right now at 41% total DR. Then we have Footwork, so we can just keep on shooting without having to dodge as much. We can just sidestep most of the abilities. Then we have Fitness, so whenever there is an ability that pulls us in, or that there is a huge area of effect that we want to get out of, it's extremely easy. Especially combined with this concoction, which is the Dark Fluid, which increases our distance of evade and combat slide by 15% and reduces their cost by 20%. So we can actually dodge and jump away extremely far. This is a very mobile build, so you can just reposition very carefully and then just keep on going. And the last one is the Siphoner, which grants us 2.4% base damage dealt as lifesteal. We'll deal a lot of damage, so we'll get a lot of HP back. And then again, as a reminder, I didn't have my traits set up correct when it comes to the clips that I'm about to show you. But even then, I still managed to one try all of the bosses that I tried. It's extremely potent gun, and you can see that the Die Hard perk actually came in clutch like twice or even in all three clips. So it's a very optimal way to build it. You might want to go with the Gunslinger primary to have instant reload whenever you cast Bulletstorm, but with Bulletstorm and Rampage, the reload speed of Plasma Cutter is extremely quick and you don't really need the perk, and having 2 lives in the game where whenever you die you have to restart all over is very, very nice. Before I go, let's actually do a very quick DPS test and let's see how the dev loop reprocs all of our skills, so let's go. A 6007. Back at 7, we proc Berserk. Still at 6k. The DPS on this gun is insane if you are allowed to shoot it for as long as you can. And then we can just reproc all of our abilities. We are at full strength again. And then we'll just go back to down, dealing insane amounts of damage. And we have all of our abilities back yet again. And this is just the loop that you'll continue doing. This is an insanely fun build to play. And you just have to watch out for the overheat. But other than that, I don't think that there is a better build that I've ever made. It maybe comes close with the 100% crit Nightfall build, but in general, truth be told, I prefer this one. It's extremely, extremely fun. So, I thought that this would be a nice change of scenery. We have some sea, we have some sunken ships. It looks extremely nice. We are bleeding. It's all good. Let's go. Let's see the clips that I've prepared for you. Please like, subscribe, share, and do all of that YouTube stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and have a great day.